So I promised you guys that I was gonna come back and talk about codependency. Oh my goodness. I'm about to sit back and get a little comfortable because it's a lot, you know. So when you think about codependency, you think about like needing somebody. Some people may think it's teamwork. Some people may think it's probably healthy. I'm not sure. But I grew up in an immediate family that suffered from codependency. Now let me start off by saying this before anybody get any misunderstandings, because I slapped the shit out of somebody disrespecting my family. I now know that my mom did everything the right way of how she knew what right was, if that makes sense. Did I say that right? But you know what I mean. Like, she was only able to teach me what she knew as a woman. So that really doesn't make it her fault, especially if she was sheltered by her other brothers and sisters and even her mom and dad. It was always an excuse of why, or a reason behind not being able to stand tall on her own. Until circumstances forced her to. And those circumstances was having us, having her babies. And no matter what, my mama made sure that we never went without. We was always taken care of. We never had to worry about anything, actually. So I never even knew that it was an actual problem that my mama had. Now the problem was codependency. My mom is very beautiful, as you guys know, and some of you guys not gonna know because this is also going on YouTube. But she's a very beautiful woman, and there was always men who wanted to take care of her and her kids and do for us. You know, my mama never had any trouble in that area, but it caused trouble in an indirect way. She became dependent on that. She knew that she would always have a guy right there, and they would always take care of that certain portion of responsibility, which kind of crippled her because it became to a point where she felt like she couldn't live without a man. One of them being my daddy. Oh, daddy, I love you. I love you. You know I do. But I also know that when something is toxic, it's just toxic. And if that person doesn't want to work on the habits that's causing the toxicity, then at some point, the other individual must stand tall and say enough is enough. It can't be at the expense of the well-being of the whole family. And that is when it becomes a problem. That's what I call codependency, and that's why I really define it as a disease. I inherited it. Ever since I was young, I remember being in a relationship. Like, I never was single. I grew up in an apartment building where they thought it was fun to kind of play matchmaker with me and another young boy. What they didn't know was we were gonna get serious on our own. We were gonna start running off and doing some other things that they probably wouldn't even imagine that we were gonna do. But they never really thought about it as adults because they were the ones who set us up. And we're talking about 893. And that's all that needs to be said. For anyone who knows, you know what I'm talking about. They set us up with play dates. They bought each other's, they bought our gifts for each other. So all of that, it contributed to this emotion of me feeling like, oh, he loves me. And I'm not gonna say any names, but I was 10 years old at the time. My mind was so impressionable. I already grew up with always seeing my mom with a man. So it was just a comfort thing, like, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to be. I want a family at 10 years old. So I'm obviously losing my virginity way too fast, experiencing things way too fast. And once I was there, everyone else had to judge. Everyone. Even the ones who set me up for the failure. They even judged me the coldest. They made me feel like I was nothing. And then in the same breath, tried to act like they cared about me. So it was very confusing for me as a little girl. I began being very angry, very defensive. I never was a mean person. I would always get very, very turned up when it came to a point of me feeling like I needed to defend myself. For example, I would overhear them saying something about me, and I would go in my house, and now I have this energy of anger, like how dare they. But I wasn't bold enough at the time to go down there and confront them until I got older. When I got older, they wasn't even trying to deal with it because they already knew. But all that's done. It's in the past. Yeah, I love everybody. I love y'all for real. Y'all taught me a lot. But back on topic. That's when my codependency began. After after my first love, you see that first love at 10, I stopped talking to him at the age of 12. And then no, actually I was on and off with him, because he was the only one that I was sexually active with. And I was always scared, like, oh, he's gonna know that I've been with someone else. He could probably tell. And indirectly, that saved my ass because it stopped me from being a little hoe out here, At least I was always trying to be somebody's wife, But that's another story for another day. It became kind of sad because after him, I met another guy named Devontae. I wasn't sexually active with him, but I always wanted to be around him. I needed validation from him. I used to call him, take pictures of my outfit, make sure it was cute. Like all of this, it was a recipe for a disaster. Because after that, I met Stetson. Me and Stetson, we was at... See, I'm calling out names. I'm calling out names. This is not good. But, I don't know if I should keep this. Well, no, I'm not calling out no full names, so it's okay. And I don't know how to edit like that, y'all. So somebody gonna have to help me with this. But so that's when I met my baby's father, and we were really rocking real strong. We fell in love. We thought we were in just total love. I got pregnant with my son. I had him. We were still good, but I was losing the umph for him, and then I ended up meeting someone else. This someone else was a grown-ass man. He was 26 and I was 15 when I first met him. But I didn't think nothing of it because I knew that I was very mature for my age and I had already had my son. So I thought, maybe he thought I was older and he just seen me in a whole different light. But in today's world, I understand that was sick. And if anybody did that to my daughter, I'll be raising hell in hot water. You feel me? But I was in that relationship for 10 years. Ponder on that for a minute. 10 years. I am 26. And I finally got the balls to stand up and say, I can love myself as I am by myself. I can take care of my son by myself. I can raise him to the best of my abilities by myself, by introducing him to other groups of people that is community-like, that can help me with that, instead of me still suffering from my disease, codependency. It was so bad to the point that I forgot my own power. Throughout my whole life, I took care of myself, but yet I still acted like I needed him to take care of me. I was the one working. I was the one paying all my bills. I was the one who got us our first place and moved us out of both of our parents' house. I was the one who really just kept it going, motivating him. And the whole time, I was the one getting done wrong. I was getting cheated on. I was getting manipulated the whole time. And I was getting taken advantage of my youth. Period. I don't care who feels what way about this. This is the truth. It's the truth. So now that I stand in my power today and I know right from wrong, I don't feel guilty about the choices that I made because I decided to free myself from codependency. I lost a lot of young years just to have fun and just, trying to be someone's wife all of my life. Okay? So for the ones who say, oh, you're pretty, why are you single if you're such a good woman? That's why. Because I know I'm a good woman and I deserve the best. No more settling. I'm gonna love me first, give me my time, and then my king will pass by and I will know that it's him. We call that the twin flame. I'm ready for that. But I wanted to just share with you guys that real disease. That codependency is no joke. You could find yourself stuck in a situation that you know is not good for you, but yet you're still gonna beg for it and want it. You're not gonna get out of that until you get you back, till you start loving you first. I promise you, the solution to this disease, the cure to this disease, is loving and knowing thyself. Because in that, you realize your true power. And I'm just gonna end it with that. Without going into too much details, I done already said some names, and then, but I'm sorry, I didn't say no last names, y'all. So, but all love, it's all love. And I hope that somebody can take this and learn from it and realize the situation that they're in if they know that they're not in a good situation. If you know you deserve better, go out and claim your better. Go out and claim your better, y'all. Bye.